Hello and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here today with Paul and Arnold, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Arnold's ability to understand and respond to his obedience commands, the corrections and motivations that we give the dogs while we're working with them, and also the training equipment that we're using. Paul is using a regular 6-foot training leash, and he's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. And the correction that we provide is a tug and release on the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Arnold has been fitted with his own personal training collar. Paul keeps that collar high up on his neck for the most control while working with him. And we will be sure to show you how to properly put that collar on and use it during your one-on-one lesson. Now, as you can see, Arnold is sitting very nicely on Paul's left-hand side, and that's where all of our obedience training takes place. The first command that they're going to demonstrate for you is heeling, and heeling is proper walking on a leash. The command that you're going to give is Arnold heel. And you're going to start walking just like that. And you'll notice that he has been trained to walk very nicely on your left-hand side at your pace. And he should not be lagging behind on that leash, nor lunging ahead and pulling. If he was to do so, you just tell him no, small tug and release on that training collar, and repeat the command to heel. We've also incorporated an automatic sit into the heeling exercise, and there's an example right there, and you'll see them throughout the video. So anytime you're out and about and walking with Arnold and you stop, he has been trained to sit nicely right there at your left heel position. What a good boy. Now, the next command they're going to demonstrate for you is the stay command. It's a hand and voice command. You're going to use the open flat of your left palm in front of his muzzle, the one-word command to stay, and then out to the end of the leash. Now, Arnold should remain seated in this position throughout the entire command. This is a great command to practice frequently to help build up his ability to sit and stay for longer periods of time. And when practicing at home, start with low time increments of about 30 seconds to a minute, and upon his success, you'll increase your intervals, working up to a total of 3 minutes for the long sit-stay. When Paul returns back, he walks counterclockwise all the way around and behind, returning so that Arnold is once again on his left-hand side in heel position. Fabulous job, and they'll demonstrate that heel sit and stay again for you. You'll notice throughout the video that Paul is using lots of positive reinforcement to keep Arnold motivated and to let him know that he's doing a great job completing his commands appropriately. You can use verbal praise and tell him good job, or use some physical praise and give him a little pet on the head there underneath the chest. So there's the other sit-stay for you. Now this time, instead of returning back to heel position, they're going to demonstrate the recall or the come on command. The command you're going to give is Arnold come. He should get up and come in and sit directly in front of you, just like that. And then around your right side, your back, returning to your left-hand side, sitting nicely, all on his own. And they'll demonstrate that one more time for you. So for your come command, leave him in a sit stay. Give him a moment to hold it. Arnold come is the command. Comes in, sits. It's important again to make sure he sits. Promotes that appropriate behavior of sitting appropriately to get greeted and not jumping up on you. And again, if he was to jump up on you, just give him a tug and release on that training collar and tell him no. And just give him the command to sit. Such a good boy, staying right by Paul's side there. Automatic sit. Now the next command they're going to demonstrate is the first of our down commands, the down from a heel position. Use the open flat of your left palm again, this time straight down towards the ground. One word command to down. Then you're going to go out to the end of the leash, so give that stay command. And you're going to practice this command frequently as well to help build up the ability to down stay for longer periods of time. And of course, you should remain laying down throughout the entire command. And start with your low time increments once again. And upon his success, increase your intervals, working up to a total of 5 minutes for your down stay. Returns the same way, counterclockwise, around and behind, back to heel position. He's going to get some praise. Great job, Arnold. We'll demonstrate that again. Now you're going to be incorporating all of your commands into your everyday activities. But you want to make sure that you're setting aside about 10 to 15 minutes every day to work Arnold through his commands in a formal obedience training session such as this video. You can even put it on and follow along. But it's great practice for the both of you and will help with the transition of the commands and the new rules back into his house. Another down stay, and then he'll give him a moment to hold it, and he'll demonstrate that recall or come on command from the down position for you this time. So, comes on in, sits nicely, such a good boy. And around and sits nicely. Great job, Arnold. Now Paul and Arnold are healing into position for the last command. And it's the second of our down commands, and this one is the down from a distance. You'll leave him in a sit-stay. You'll walk out to the end of the leash, and from the end of the leash, you're going to use your right hand to give the down command from the end of the leash. And he should drop into a down directly where he was sitting, just like he did. Very nicely done. Great job. We've demonstrated for you today all the obedience commands that Arnold has learned here at school. It's been a pleasure having Arnold here with us. We ask that you keep us posted on his progress when he returns home. And we thank you again for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.